Hello, my Muslim family. Welcome to another one. So we had a video by Mike Winger when he came out and he was saying this about Pastor Benny Hinn.
Benny Hinn is one of the most influential preachers to have ever lived. He's known for his miracles, supposedly healing Evander Holyfield of his heart condition, right? That's the boxer who Mike Tyson bit his ear off.
He is repairing Holyfield's heart.
Slaying people in the spirit, he's well known for this, very well known for this. He's also known and calls himself an apostle and an evangelist, saying he's led many, many, many people to Christ. But I've looked into him, and I think he's a very bad man. I'm not exaggerating. I think he's a very, very bad man.
So this is what the brother said, when he released videos, a 4-hour video where he was, trying to prove that Pastor Benny is a false teacher, false prophet, he's actually... he was actually trying, to say that, he's actually a bad man, as you heard him say it. And in light of all these exposures that he did, where he was actually pointing out prophecies that Pastor Benny made that didn't come to pass, we had Pastor Benny coming out to say this.
You have been following Christ for decades. As you reflect back on those years, are there any regrets that you have?
Absolutely. I'm a human being. I've made mistakes. I remember Paul telling me he made mistakes by the truckloads. We all make mistakes. The two things I regret most in ministry: I was not too wise a number of times with prophecy. Number one, I had guests come to the crusades that I think brought harm to not only people's lives, but also to my reputation, because their prophecies were not really prophecy. They went outside the borders of redemption, because anything that's outside redemption is not prophecy. We know, of course, that prophecy is for edification, exhortation, and comfort, but it must be within redemption. And when people come who go beyond that, we should not allow that. And sadly, I allowed it, and then I stopped. But that was years ago when I stopped. And then there were times when I thought God had showed me something that He wasn't showing me, and I spoke it out. But in 1 Corinthians 13, we see very clearly that we all prophesy in part. That means we don't see the full picture. And sadly, and I wish I can go back and fix it, but sadly, there were some prophecies I gave that were not accurate or from the Lord. But who's perfect? And for that, of course, I ask people to forgive me. I'm just human and made mistakes like that. And I'll probably make them again, I suppose, down the road, because I'm not perfect. We will be perfect one day when we're with the Lord. As long as we're in this body that's imperfect, we're not going to make perfect decisions and even say the things we need to say or should say. But, it's sad when people focus on the times you missed it. But that's just, the way it is. Yet there were times when I did not miss it. And then the other one is prosperity. And that's been a very difficult one for me. When I started in ministry, it was simple. And then the ministry grew. I was invited to go to what they called praise-a-thons. And I think that's when my troubles began. I don't blame anyone. But sadly, you get kind of in a place that becomes difficult. You don't know what to do and how to get out of it. So I came to the conclusion in 2019 that I did not want to be a part of the gimmickry of it. And I still stand by that. But sadly, I let pressure get to me. And because of that pressure, I said things and did things I should not have done. And for that, really, I am sorry. And I ask the dear people watching us to really forgive me for that. And I'm striving with all my heart to be as biblical as possible with that. And frankly, I'm kind of at the end of my road anyways. I don't see myself needing to do a whole lot of that down the road. But right now, my focus is the Lord, and only the Lord. And if, of course, there will be the time when I may have to raise funds for our ministry, I will do it as biblically as I know how.
So, my Mustard family, a lot of you have been asking, how I'm going to be reacting to this video. I'll just, focus on, focus on 3 scriptures, but mainly 2. I wanted to focus on Romans chapter 14, which says that, who are you to judge another man's servant before his master is tens of false? But, a lot of you come back and say some other things. But, the Bible in Proverbs 28 verse 13, it says that whoever covereth his sins, transgressions, or mistakes or wrongs, he will not prosper, but he who forsakes them will obtain mercy. The Bible also says in Colossians 3:13 that bear with one another and forgive any complaint you may have against someone else. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. So you know what? People, yes, they may have some wrongs, some other things that they have when it comes to their ministry. But if they own up and they say, this was a mistake, I didn't hear the Lord well, and they come out and they apologize to you, what more do you want him to do, right? I'd rather learn from a man who actually admits to his mistakes than learn from a critic, who pretends as if, they have it all together. So I actually applaud Pastor Benny for what he did here, coming out to say that, this was wrong, but I'm no longer doing those things, It's actually good. So yes, I'll leave you with his words. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think in the comments below. God bless you. Let's listen to what Pastor Benny is now looking forward to. And I hope this is what each and every Christian should also be looking forward to, your eternal reward.
I was asked a year ago by one of the pastors that used to work with me. He said, "What do you want from the Lord when you're gone?" I said, "Just to see a smile. That's all I want." Because he was thinking I'd say, this. I said, "No, I just want to see him smile, because he is my reward. That's it."